What is going on, guys? TD back with another video for you guys today, and I actually have a little tip video that I wanted to post for you guys to kind of help you guys out with the double XP weekend that is upon us as of right now. If you guys are watching this video on the weekend, that means it is live, and you guys definitely should go hop on and get those guns leveled up and get the player rank leveled up to 100 if you haven't already, and definitely use a couple of the guns I'm going to mention in this video for you guys, because it is a possibility they are going to get nerfed within the next update, but who knows. So starting off, we're going to talk about the guns that you guys should be using right now while there's double weapon XP and there's NUKETOWN live at the same time. So the first one, obviously you guys can see it on screen, I'm using it now for an example for you guys, is the AUG, man. If you guys haven't seen the AUG, I don't know what game you have been playing, because you haven't been playing Cold War, because they are everywhere, and it's definitely one of the guns that it's been kind of rumored, kind of talked about in the community. People are complaining about it enough to where I think that it's going to get patched. If it's not in the first week here with season 1, it's going to get patched very, very soon. So I definitely recommend using it now before it gets nerfed. It makes it very hard to use, and it makes it way more difficult to actually do some of the challenges after they nerf it. So I definitely would use it now before it is nerfed. But with that being said, I'm going to show you guys the exact class that I'm using on screen here. You guys can see the class setup here, and then I'll kind of go into the attachments for you guys as well. So starting off with the AUG, we have the mill stop reflex, which is one of my favorite sights to run. For the muzzle, we actually have the muzzle brake 5.56. For the barrel, we have the 19.6 match grade barrel. For the underbarrel, we have the field agent foregrip, and for the handle, we have the airborne elastic strap. So that is one of my favorite setups to use actually on the AUG. It's probably not the best. I'm sure there's better options for my kind of play style of kind of playing aggressive, but also kind of posting up. It definitely works out really good, and I tend to like using this setup the most. I've kind of messed around with some of the attachments and all that, and this is what I found so far to be working out for me the best. Obviously, you guys are subject to change anything that you want. If you guys don't like the mill stop reflex sight, you guys can definitely change it to another red dot. It's kind of basically all up to you and what you want to use. I have seen a lot of people use the 2-time sight as well. It does kind of look fairly good on there as well, but kind of covers some of your screen space when you're actually aiming down sight. So it's just kind of all personal preference. That's what I would recommend starting off with, and then if you guys want to change something, you definitely can. But moving on to the next gun that you guys should use, it's definitely right there next to the AUG, its brother, the M16. That's also a tac rifle as well. Another thing that's gonna probably get nerfed, I would have to say. Another burst gun that a lot of people have been complaining since the start. I don't think they've nerfed either one of these at all yet. So this is definitely going to be something that gets hit, I'm sure, pretty hard when they do. Again, and I think it's going to be within the next week, if not at the season 1 update. So getting into the M16 setup that you guys should use, again, we have the mill stop reflex. Again, I love that reflex sight and would highly recommend it. But moving down for the barrel, we have the 20.5 match grade barrel. Underbarrel, again, we have the field agent foregrip. This one I actually have an extended magazine on, so I have the 45 round on just so it doesn't take away any other ADS speed or anything like that. And then we also have the airborne elastic strap for that faster ADS speed for the M16 as well. So again, this is probably not the best class setup that you can use for the M16, but it's just something that I think is going to be very beneficial and help you guys kind of get started or get like a base setup that you guys want to use. And then obviously you can tweak anything from there. If you don't want the extended mag on and want something else, you definitely can change anything out you want, but I would highly recommend that. Moving on, let's get into how you guys can maximize the amount of actual XP you're getting in the game. This will help towards your player rank and get you up to level 100 if you guys aren't already. I would definitely recommend doing this and leveling this up as much as you can before season 1, because you will get 3 prestige keys if you guys do maximize your level out to level 100, which you will in turn be able to use in the prestige shop that will be coming within the season 1 update. So to start off with the class setup that I'm using, now I'm using the AK-74 on screen, but this is kind of relating back to the AUG class setup, or any really class that you're using. You can put any gun in this class for it to work. This is kind of like a NUKETOWN double XP setup, I'd say, and would highly recommend using. So going back to the class, we're rocking a stun, a semtex, and a trophy. Now the stun and semtex you can obviously chuck up. You could change this to a frag. Again, this is all subject to change, whatever you guys want. But I would highly recommend these just because people obviously are throwing grenades and stuns left and right on NUKETOWN, in which obviously if you hit somebody and they get killed, that's another assist that you guys are also going to get as well. And then with the trophy system, that is going to help deflect everybody else doing this. So as you guys will see below, I also have Gearhead on, which I'll talk about in a second, which will relate back to the trophy system. But moving on to the actual perks I'm using Flakjack and Tac Mask. I guess actually I should say I'm using perk grade first, so we actually have 2 perks in each category here, which I would definitely recommend using for NUKETOWN, because that is an utter crapshoot of explosives and stuns and everything getting thrown. So I would highly recommend using perk grade and using flak jacket and tack mask. For perk 2 slot, we're rocking scavenger and gearhead. Now I like scavenger because I don't like running out of ammo, but that also means that you're gonna have to move around. So depending on your playstyle, if you're kind of more stationary, this might not be the best perk for you, so feel free to change it. But if you're kind of like me and kind of like to do a little bit of both, kind of moving around and staying stationary and picking off kills, then scavenger definitely is the way, so you can keep getting ammo and keep getting XP towards the gun you're using. And then moving down, we have gearhead. Now I can't remember if gearhead or quartermaster, one of the two, I think recharge your gear a little bit faster, or one of them allows you to store 2. I'm pretty sure gearhead is the one that allows you to store 2. So basically this will allow you to throw 2 trophy systems down and just maximize the amount of grenades and stuns that you're destroying, which again in turn is going to give you XP. So I'd highly recommend that. And then following up the class in the perk 3 slots, we have ninja and ghost. Now I said, kind of like to move around a little bit more. If you guys are kind of more stationary and stuff and you're going to be out in the open, I'd recommend cold-blooded. But I like running ninja just to be a little bit more silent when I'm running up in the enemy's houses and around their spawn, just so they don't exactly hear me everywhere I go. But then for the last slot, we have ghost, which I would recommend to anybody's playstyle because the UAVs are so annoying and they basically just get spammed, and there's pretty much one up at every point in NUKETOWN in the lobby. So I'd highly recommend running that exact class. So lastly here, double weapon XP. I'm going to tell you guys how you guys can maximize the amount of actual double weapon XP you guys are getting, because with these double XP weekends, it's really keen to level up your guns as much as you can. And as you guys know, if you're going for any of the mastery camos, you need all the challenges unlocked and the gun maxed out to actually unlock the challenges to do to get the camos. So maximizing your gun is definitely the way to go. So the number one tip I can give you guys right now with the double XP weekend is to play the NUKETOWN playlist. I know it's probably very sweaty and very annoying to play, but this honestly is the most best way that you can actually get double weapon XP, just because of the amount of engagements and kills that you're able to get in NUKETOWN with it being so close quarters. When I did my camo challenges on the last NUKETOWN weekend, I got so many done and grinded a ton, just because of the fact that it's just the easiest mode and easiest way to do it. So I'd highly recommend playing NUKETOWN. The next thing I want to tell you guys is honestly play a little bit more slow. I tend to get a little bit aggressive and stuff when I play, which kind of gets me killed more times than it actually saves me. So I definitely recommend kind of posting up, be a little bit more cautious, especially on NUKETOWN. If you can hold down B, I definitely recommend doing that if you guys can get domination. I know a lot of the time when you actually are playing the NUKETOWN playlist, it's team deathmatch, but if you guys do get a domination, I'd recommend kind of staying in the B area, have your 2 trophies next to you, and just kind of holding down an area with a tack rifle. It definitely is going to maximize the amount of XP you're getting. And kind of like I said before, focus on one weapon. You don't want to be switching guns around, even if you do have a secondary. I did have shotguns in my classes, which again I'd use if I had to, but for the most part, try to stick with one weapon, especially during the weekend. Try to get a weapon all the way max leveled up, and then at least switch to another gun, and then try to maximize the amount of levels and stuff that you're doing, just so that you get the most out of your time and you don't waste any of the double weapon XP or double XP, just because it doesn't come around too often. And with the M16 and AUG most likely getting nerfed here with the Season 1 update, I definitely would recommend just using these guns, getting the challenges done, and getting the mastery camos, and moving on to the next gun, because there's so many left to do. But definitely use these ones first until they get nerfed, and then never use them again, hopefully, because these guns are definitely annoying. But I mean, what can you do? Everybody else is using them, so you got to as well to just kind of stay in the game. So anyway, guys, I think that is going to do it for the video today. If any of these tips helped you guys out at all, please be sure to hit that like button. Also, if you guys could hit that subscribe button as well. We are so close to 5,000 subs, so it would mean so much if you guys could. I'd really appreciate it, guys. So anyway, that is going to do it for the video. If you guys did enjoy, hit that like button. Be sure to comment, rate, and subscribe. I will see you guys in my next video. I'm TD, and I'm out. Peace.